Hey guys, welcome back to the Black Alchemy Podcast. I'm Carlos.
I'm Rachel.
Today in the studio we have Niesha Perry. She is the owner of Triumphant Counseling Services right here in Wickliffe, Ohio. Niesha, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good.
Good.
It's Sunday.
It's Sunday.
It is
Yes,
Sunday.
it is. Before we jump into questions, do you want to just take a moment to just let the viewers know a little bit about yourself, where you come from, how you got here?
Oh, sure. So, as Carlos said, my name is Niesha Perry. I am the owner of Triumphant Counseling Services. I hold a master's degree in clinical mental health. I am a licensed professional clinical counselor, along with a licensed chemical dependency counselor. Things that I do in my practice, I offer support for students in their graduate programs. I do any type of supervision, whether it's for practicum, internship, or for those looking to get their independent license. I'm also a trauma-informed yoga teacher, and I do staff development and workshops as well in the city of Cleveland and throughout Ohio.
Nice.
Awesome.
If you can share a turning point in your life that inspired you to pursue a career in mental health, what would that moment be?
Absolutely. I would say my junior year of my bachelor's program, I went to school to become a pediatrician because I really wanted to work with children. So my junior year, things got really tough emotionally. My best friends in the program had ended up going to a different university, and I just felt alone. I went to a PWI, and just being one of the only, Black females in my program at that time. And the biology was great. The chemistry was really hard. And I had to figure out, how am I going to get out of here?
Right.
And I didn't feel like I had the support system that I needed to push forward to be a pediatrician and move on to med school. So I met with my advisor. I also met with a professor that I was really close with in the psychology program. And we talked about why I wanted to be a pediatrician. And the underlying cause was that I wanted to help children. So she talked to me and she's like, you know what? Change your major to psychology and you can still be a child psychologist. So I ended up switching my junior year. It was tough, but that's why my bachelor's degree is in psychology. And I minored in biology because my biology classes were done already. And I just transitioned into graduating and pursuing my master's degree in clinical mental health.
Nice.
So, being in your position, it seems like it takes great resiliency. Were there times in your career where you had to pull yourself up, and do you find that that helped develop your approach to your patients today?
Yes, absolutely. My first few years of being a therapist, I was very nervous and I wanted everything to be right.
Yeah.
My nickname used to be textbook because I'm like, I can't mess up. I didn't give myself any grace. I didn't have a lot of learned experiences. When I got my master's degree, I was a wife, I was a mother, but I really hadn't had any type of traumatic or milestones that molded me into being the therapist that I am today. And I think that milestone for me was my divorce. Yeah.
Wow.
After going through my divorce, I was able to actually work with women more. I was just focusing on children clients, but the mothers of those children and building those connections because I could relate and I could help them because it was more than just the textbook, but empathizing more. So I feel like now being in the field for 20 years, that my counseling approach is based more from lived experiences than the book.
Got it. Beautiful.
How would you say that you, if you do it at all, integrate more spiritual or mindfulness practices into your sessions with your patients, and if you feel like it's important?
Oh, yes, it's definitely important. Spiritually, I believe that if somebody has a higher power, if they have the ability to pray and understand that there is more to life and there's a power greater than themselves, then it does help their mental health. So it takes that pressure off of them feeling like that they always have to figure out and have all the answers when they know that they can pray, they can reach to their higher power for that internal guidance.
Yeah.
So we do talk a lot about those things for the people that I work with who are Christian faith, and we even utilize Bible verses. You know, I even give homework assignments. Read this chapter in the Bible and let me know how it connects, relates to you, and come back and let's talk about it.
Okay.
So I think that is important.
Okay. I'm curious, as a therapist, what are your thoughts on, sometimes growing up in church, we hear, just pray about it. And there are some, people who are a bit older who may advise against therapy. Like, as a therapist and as a woman of faith, what are your thoughts on that?
Right.
Yeah. But in the Bible, doesn't it say seek wise counsel?
It does.
It's
Right.
book.
It does.
It's book.
That's the Bible. That's the word.
Yeah.
So faith without works is dead. You got to do the work.
Absolutely.
That's right.
And I believe that there are some people who are fearful of that, not wanting to make God mad. Right? We don't idolize our therapists.
Right.
And there are people who believe if they pray, then they're just leaning on God and hearing from God. But a therapist, we don't want anyone to idolize us. And we're not here to provide answers. We're here to just hold the flashlight and walk with you through the darkness and be with you on the other side.
Yeah.
And that's all. And we're not taking anything away from God. So in the church, yes, I believe that sometimes it comes from fear or the lack of understanding.
Okay. Thank you for that.
That's a great point. As an entrepreneur in the mental health field, what unique challenges have you encountered while establishing your counseling practice?
Unique challenges would be, there's many. And thinking about like payment is a unique challenge in my opinion, as we are dealing with differences and the changes in Medicaid. There are some challenges financially when people can't afford the services, but they actually need the services. I think that it's also the transition from going into COVID and now we're coming out on the other side and more people are seeking services, but just understanding the importance of therapy just as if it's a doctor's appointment, maintaining those appointments. I don't work in an agency setting anymore. I'm private practice. So when clients don't show up for their sessions, I don't get paid. So payment does become a challenge sometimes when those things happen,
Got it.
So earlier, we talked about being resilient. What strategies would you offer someone who's coming to you in a session and they're just feeling like they're just going through, they can't catch a break and they're struggling with becoming more resilient? What strategies would you offer them?
Resiliency starts with gratitude. Yeah. When you have these low moments and you feel that you are hopeless, many people have support systems, but there are some people who do not have support systems. And honing in on that inner strength and reminding yourself that you are strong. So there's internal dialogue that goes in there along with gratitude for what has come and being grateful for the things that you've already, like goals that you set for yourself, things you overcome in life. Just start there.
Okay. Nice.
Awesome. With your diverse theoretical background, how do you decide which therapeutic approach to take with each client? Is it different? Does it vary? Is it kind of cookie cutter? Or do you kind of personify it for each client that you have?
I definitely personalize it for every client because in the first couple sessions, we're building rapport. And if I come in CBT based and I'm saying, we got to talk about thinking errors and I want to see you decrease this behavior over this amount of time. But what if they don't trust you? What if they don't even know how to do that? Yeah. So I definitely go between dialectical behavioral therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, just being existential, like in the here and the now. So I like to meet my clients where they are. Motivational interviewing is huge right now because I have people who come to therapy, but they're not ready to change. But because therapy has
Wow.
been advertised and marketed, and
Yes.
we're getting more comfortable with getting away from the negative stigma of therapy, people come to therapy but still aren't really ready to change. So motivational interviewing has been one of the things that I've been using a lot lately.
Oh.
Yeah. So it definitely depends. You meet them where they are.
Is that frustrating for you as a therapist when people are coming and they're booking the time and it's just like you don't want to change? Why are we here?
Mm-hmm.
Like how do you combat that?
Yeah.
How do you
Have you hit a wall like that?
Does it affect
before?
your approach when you're dealing with them in the sessions?
It does. Absolutely. Because I'm ready.
Right.
When you call me and you make that appointment,
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
Let's do the work.
Yeah. I'm ready to work.
Yeah.
But they're kind of just like, well, I'm here, but I don't want to change. I want to talk about why I'm right. Because I saw this on TikTok, and TikTok told me, and ChatGPT told me. So everyone else is the problem, and I'm here in therapy because TikTok told me to come to therapy, or it sounds like a good place to be. Something that I've noticed a lot lately is just like when someone has a therapist, they feel like they're automatically healed and they're treated because I have a therapist. But are you doing the work?
The actual work.
Yeah. Having a therapist is kind of like for some people having a designer bag.
It's just an accessory.
And I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that because then it's a reflection of me. Do not leave my office and go out into the world and tell anyone that Niesha Perry is your therapist and you're out here cutting up. That's embarrassing. I know I'm not responsible for everybody.
It's a reflection of you.
It's a reflection of me.
Sessions are ineffective.
Right. Ooh. Well, if Niesha's her therapist, I don't want to go there. I don't want
no
that.
thanks. Right.
Speaking of outside of the office and sessions, are there any ways that you promote mental health awareness outside of just meeting one-on-one with your clients?
I do. I love it. That is my favorite. That's what I'm enjoying right now is providing more awareness off of the couch, outside of the office. So I'm getting off of the couch more and into the community.
Okay.
So for events, I enjoy bringing a resource. I can set up a resource table. I just did one for the breast cancer walk, the awareness walk on October 4th. And I had a resource table with stress management, mental health resources, because I'm not saying everyone needs to come to Triumphant Counseling Services, but just knowing that there are resources out in the community and being a face and just showing people that I am willing to come out and meet people where they are. So I'm all about resources, podcasts, anything that I can do to just get the information out.
So we're human. Everybody's human. What self-care practices do you implement to maintain your own well-being and mental health?
Yes, that's a very important. Self-care is very important to me because if I don't have it for myself, I cannot think that I have it for somebody else. So self-care practices for me start first thing in the morning when I wake up. Being very slow to get out of my bed. I take time when I wake up to just ask myself, like, number one, what day is it? What do I have to do? What is it that I need in this moment? So I can at least take my vitamins before checking my phone. Because I know in the hurried life that I have, if I get straight into checking my phone, next thing you know, I'm working. And I'm in the office, the day goes by, I haven't taken a vitamin, my iron low, blood pressure high. So tending to my own needs before tending to the needs of others. So I think that's important. Of course, exercising, drinking water, doing all of the things for my body. Self-care is internal.
What's your morning routine? But I guess that's pretty much it. Waking up.
Yeah, and a good morning would be me being able to do yoga. I love stretching.
Nice.
If I'm stretching, I'm doing yoga, and I'm on my yoga mat, that's a good morning for me to start. And if something happens and I don't get a chance to get on my mat, then I'm like, all right, let me just get some tea. What's the next best thing that I can still do for me before I give to somebody else. I'm
Mm.
very, very big on that because I give myself to everybody that I come in contact with throughout the day.
It's part of your job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you believe that there's a time frame associated with self care? Like, is there a certain amount of time you should spend a day or a week, or is it just pretty much situation based?
Yeah. It's definitely situation based, depending on how much time you have.
Mm-hmm.
But for self care practices, if you can do something for yourself, 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, but you need a routine for self care for daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly.
Okay.
Right? If it's a massage, some people get massages weekly, bi weekly, monthly. Let that be a consistent thing for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Every year, taking yourself somewhere or doing something that's just for you. Self care is about self.
Right.
That's right.
And if you only have 5 minutes, at least you gave yourself that 5 minutes. But if you can get an hour
Mm-hmm.
in, yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
That's doing
Okay.
well.
All right. I want to shift gears for a moment because I know early in your career you were pretty much with the kiddos.
Yes.
So, speaking of that, given your experience counseling children and adolescents, what role do you believe the school system should play in mental health awareness for them?
Yes, having more emotional courses, workshops, and things like that. Because, yes, they do go to school for academics. However, in the school setting, when they have the children together, that's an opportunity to actually lead and teach. Because there are some kids that's their only opportunity to get any type of mental wellness. So social and emotional wellness is really popular in schools now, whereas when we were growing up, it was not.
Yeah.
So I think it's important that the schools continue to contract with providers, contract with agencies and case managers to make sure that their children's social and emotional skills are still being developed in the school setting.
How do you believe mental health professionals in Cleveland can elevate marginalized voices in our community?
I would like to see us do more community things together. Right now, I see a lot of us doing separate things, and we support each other occasionally, but us to come together and have something for the not for the community in itself, but like for us. If it's like a mixer, if we can have some type of self-care, wellness, something that is just for us to learn more about each other. I would like to see more collaborations as well. In the city of Cleveland, I feel like I just see the same faces over and over. But being able to open up these circles so everybody can be heard.
Would you say that there are any emerging trends right now in mental health that you find particularly promising or feel like it's a waste of time?
Or concerning, yeah.
Or concerning.
Good or bad.
So when you say concerns, what type? I want to make sure I'm answering this correctly.
More so like, okay, everyone's they're going to therapy, they're saying they're doing this.
Right.
This may not be effective for them, and it's just kind of they're doing it because everyone else is doing it. That's what I think about when I'm more so speaking of concerns.
Yeah, absolutely. Being in therapy because everyone else is doing it is something that they probably need to actually be in therapy to process some trauma or childhood things that may be going on and reflecting in adulthood. But one thing that I am noticing is that our level of anxiety is increasing. And I don't want people to be comfortable with names and labels. It's always, I hear, I'm anxious, my anxiety. Oh no, because my anxiety. We're giving this word, anxiety, too much power.
A lot of power, yeah.
And I hear anxiety causing people to isolate. Anxiety leads to depression.
Yeah.
And I would like to, something I've been doing with my clients is taking the word anxiety and let's look at that umbrella and what's underneath that. Let's talk about stress. Let's talk about worry. Let's talk about fear. Because when you cover everything with anxiety, then it gives you an excuse not to go to work, not to hang out, not to do things because you're just so anxious. What about the other things that are underneath there? So I don't want to minimize anxiety, but I want to understand, process, and just unpack more anxiety.
Oh.
I'm not sure if that answered your question.
Okay.
What advice would you give to any young professional looking to enter the field of mental health counseling in today's world as it pertains to social media?
Let's be mindful.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's be very intentional about what you post. Not only for job purposes, because people are always watching and nothing can be deleted once it's on the internet. So, yeah, we're looking at how you carry yourself, but also understanding that the words that you say can have a major effect on somebody's life, right?
Yeah.
Having these rants, having a platform to be able to discuss your own thoughts and feelings, but being mindful that a word that you say may end somebody's life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's something that, as a mental health professional and being in this field for so long, that I am very intentional about what I post on my personal page, my business page, and going into sessions, because I can say something that can end somebody's life.
Right.
That's how serious I take it. And I also don't want to project something out into the world that changes somebody's idea of mental health or mental wellness. So let's just be intentional about that social media is not always just one big happy thing. It's not one big commercial, right? But people take things on social media very serious.
Literally.
So let's just be intentional about your words.
I also wanted to ask, in regard to like Chat GPT, people are using Chat GPT as like a diary or a journal or a therapist at this point, and I've seen quite a hike in suicides that are not led, but hosted by some of these chatbots. What are your thoughts on that, and your opinion on people having to subject themselves to Chat GPT? As a counselor or a therapist, especially these younger people. I think they were both teenagers that passed recently. So
it's sad. It is very sad that people feel like they have nobody left to talk to, no human being, and the robot is all that they have. That is so sad, because as we have all used ChatGPT in some form of AI to aid us in something throughout life. But I am very adamant that a robot, artificial intelligence, will never be able to take over the heart of a human being.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They're going to talk very matter of fact, very prefrontal, less emotion. And when people are suicidal, depressed, or really hopeless in life, they need a human with a heart.
Right.
So, yeah, it needs to be used in moderation. And I cannot stress that enough.
So agree. Totally agree.
What would you say is the hardest part about being a therapist? Unless it's just easy breezy.
It's not. It's not easy breezy. The hardest part about being a therapist is, from a family standpoint, my family sees me as a therapist.
Never thought about that.
Yeah.
You never turn it on.
I'm a human.
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes I'm reminded that I'm a therapist when I'm having human experiences in my own home. Wow. But you're a therapist. I didn't transform into a therapist. I got an education and experience, and being a therapist is something I do in my career. Right. But when I'm at home, I am a mother, right? I am a human being. I am a daughter. I am a sister. And I want to be that.
Right.
So if I want to do something that a sister does, let sisters do it, versus, well, you're a therapist, right? It's like somebody telling you, you can't celebrate Black History Month anymore because you hang around white people. But I'm still Black.
Absolutely.
Right?
All
At the end of the
day.
day.
It never changed who I am. And the hardest part about being a therapist is wanting to turn it off. And when you want to turn it off and people remind you, oh, but you're a therapist. Okay, I can do both.
Can walk and talk.
Yeah. So that is a challenge for me. But when I am in my office, when you talk about hard things, is holding so much space for people when I haven't tended to my own space.
Yeah.
And I'm holding, and next thing you know, I forget about me.
Mm.
So I've been very intentional lately with making all of my appointments with my own therapist and using my space how I need to use it. Being very intentional about my time with self-care and cutting off others so I don't lose myself. Yeah. But I absolutely love what I do, and I'm going to do it until I can't anymore.
I always wondered, like, for therapists, like, how do you, at the end of the day, after sitting there listening to everybody's trauma, their grief, their struggles, how do you find joy at the end of the day? How do you just walk out and just,
Or decompress.
just leave it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I remember being in college thinking, like, I could be a therapist. I enjoy talking to people, but I think it will almost be depressing a little bit. I mean, have you ever had a moment like that, or?
In the beginning of my career, absolutely. I would go home. I would cry a lot. I would just replay back these things that I've heard a lot. And now in my career, how I separate it is I go for walks. I think that is my thing. Once I leave the office, I do a lot of reframing that I know that this person was able to allow me to be their safe space and their safe person. So instead of me crying and being so sad about what they just told me, I am grateful that God put me in this position. So I do a lot of prayer. I just thank God that I'm the person that they were able to process with and release those emotions in a safe space.
It takes incredible trust to kind of let it flow to your therapist, even if they are your therapist. So
yes, it does.
Yeah.
People tell me things that they've never told anybody. That they've never even verbalized. So imagine holding something inside for so many years and you develop a connection with a human being and you can be honest and tell them that. That is a major responsibility that I have.
It really is. Yeah.
So now where I am in my life and my career, I thank God for these moments. I used to be scared of them because doing an assessment and you get to the point where it says, have you ever experienced anything traumatic directly or hearing about something traumatic? I want everybody to say no. Have you ever been sexually abused? No. The moment they say yes, I'm like, okay, here we go.
Let's strap in.
Right? And now I'm just like, I breeze by it. I can ask somebody, do you want to kill yourself? All right, let's talk about it. What's your life worth living? Whereas before I would be so scared. Like, if I don't know what to do, if you tell me something bad. Now I thank God for it. And that has been a shift, definitely, in my career as a therapist. Thanking God versus being sad and depressed about it. I thank God that I'm their person and that He gave me this skill and this gift to be able to heal others.
Beautiful.
Do you feel like when people come into your practice, it's your responsibility to heal or fix whatever it is that they're coming in with? Like, is it okay for someone to come in and it's just like, hey, you may leave in the same state that you came? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
It's a reality.
Yeah.
Do I like it? No.
Yeah.
But it's a reality that they will. That they can come in with a alcohol issue. And they may come in and say, like, I want to be sober. And me knowing the disease concept of addiction, that they may leave, they may still continue to use for the rest of their lives. And it is sad. And I no longer have the expectancy that I am going to heal every single body. But if I plant the seed,
Yeah.
And that comes from working with children. I
Mhm.
learned that working with children in residential facilities.
Yeah.
I planted seeds. That's it. In adults, it is very hard to plant seeds, but at least I can know that I did the best that I could. Or, it's personal for me. I did the best. I tried the best that I could, and they go out and they make their own decisions. It is unfortunate, but now I know that's an extra soul that I can pray for. So I take me out of.
I was just gonna say,
those
like, that's not a
things.
reflection on you, though. Whatever they do outside of your office is not a reflection of you. What inspires you, or who inspires you?
Who inspires me? That's a very good question. When I was a child, I always looked up to my mother. She was like a superhero. I thought that she was just like, couldn't do no wrong, the best woman on earth. All my book reports was about my mom. So she definitely led me and made me into the woman that I am today in this moment.
What advice would you give your younger self if you were everything you know now, and you could go back to the very first patient, very first day practicing? What would you tell yourself?
Wow. My younger self, as in the practicum student, or a child?
No, more so in when you first started taking your own patients, when you first became a therapist.
Okay, what would I tell myself? I would tell myself, this is hard for a reason. Yeah, I would definitely tell myself, it's a reason, just keep going. It's a reason behind it. It's all going to make sense later. Don't give up. Stick with it. But be open to hearing from God, not just yourself. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for
so
having
much.
me.
We appreciate
you. Have to come
you.
back.
Absolutely. Please do.
All right, guys. We will see you on the next episode of the Black Alchemy Podcast.